guys, Stephanie here, and I'm back with more movie chatter. And what I have for you today is a Blu-ray haul. I'm going to show you what I picked up for the month of October. Most of these are horror titles because they were based on viewer recommendations on my horror content that I did for the month of October. So I want to thank you guys for your recommendations and for helping me build up my horror collection. And I really had a good time doing the horror segments for October. So what I've decided to do is, since I picked up all these new titles and I'm building my horror collection, is to keep it as part of the regular rotation for the channel moving forward. Because I do enjoy it, you guys seem to like it, so let's just keep going with it. And of course, right now what we have going on, the big news in the movie community right now, is the Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion sale that's going on for the month of November until December 3rd. You can go in-store or online and get 50% off titles. I do not have my Criterion pickups in this haul because I'm just kind of focusing on what I got for October. And I'm going to make, my next video is going to be a separate Criterion video where I'm going to show you my pickups and then I'm going to do reviews. But the only thing I just want to tell you guys, November is not the month that I pick up a lot of titles. My big pickups are usually in July. But I do pick up a few titles in November, and mostly newer releases or things that I'm missing in my collection that I wanted to add, but it's not going to be as many pickups as July. I'm going to focus more on the review segment so that you guys can make informed decisions if you're thinking about picking up any titles. So, with that being said, if there are any titles that you guys are particularly interested in, let me know in the comments, and if I have it in my collection, I am happy to do a review for you guys. So just keep that in mind moving forward, because I am going to try and get as many Criterion review videos up as I can this month so that you guys, to help you out with your shopping. So I want it to be helpful, so let me know what you want to hear about. Anyway, before this gets any longer, I'm just going to get right into my haul. And like I said, a lot of these are based on viewer recommendations. Some of them I've watched, some of them I have not watched yet. So if I haven't, I'll get back to you when I have with more in-depth thoughts. And the first one is a foreign language film that was, this was recommended to me, I don't even know how many times. It is called Bedeviled. And this is a Korean film. So far, I have not been disappointed by any of the Korean horror films I've seen. I've watched Train to Busan, which I loved, and The Wailing, which was absolutely awesome. It's almost in my top 10 of all time. It's just that it's a newer one, so it hasn't quite made it to the top 10. But The Wailing's a great one, and I'm sure this is going to be great as well because I've heard nothing but high praise for it. So Bedeviled, happy to have that one. And you guys let me know that I was a real slacker because I did not have these in my collection. The Hatchet series, starring the great Kane Hodder. Hatchet, Hatchet 2, and Hatchet 3. And I do not have Victor Crowley yet, but I am working on it. I'm going to get it. I watched the first Hatchet, and I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time with it. And I'm thinking what I might do is, after I pick up Victor Crowley and I watch all of them, I might do a separate review segment just on the Hatchet series. If you guys think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments. And this next one was from 1979, and it was based on events that happened in 1946 in Texarkana, Arkansas. A man killed 5 people, and they never caught him, so he was known as the Phantom Killer. He only killed people at night. Look at this. Look at his, where's the burlap sack? He's just like Jason before he got the hockey mask. Jason Voorhees before he got the hockey mask. Anyway, this one was done in 1979, so, it feels like a 1979 movie. I thought this was a really interesting story. The story caught my attention, and the movie was good, but it's 1976, so you kind of have to manage your expectations when you're in 2018 watching a movie from 1976. They don't all hold up. This was okay. It was good for what it was. It told the story, but I wanted it to be a little more suspenseful and a little scarier. I mean, if a guy's running around your town at night killing people, I think that would be really terrifying. But anyway, it was pretty good, but I hear that the reboot is better. Now, I don't know. I haven't watched the reboot yet, but I have both. Let me know in the comments. If you've seen the reboot and the original, let me know which one's better. But I'm looking forward to watching the reboot and seeing how that compares to the original. So, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Check it out. This next one was a viewer recommendation, and I heard it's great, and I've heard a couple other people told me, it wasn't just one person, it was a few people that told me. Splinter. Carjacking occurs and a guy and a girl get trapped in a gas station and terrible things happen, and I hear it makes for a really great movie. So I am looking forward to checking this one out and seeing how it goes. And the next one comes to us from the creator of Pan's Labyrinth, and if it's from Del Toro, you know it's going to be a good one. Jessica Chastain stars in Mama. I have not seen this one, but I love Pan's Labyrinth, and one of my favorite films from Del Toro is The Devil's Backbone. It is so good, and it's a horror, but it's not hardcore horror. But if you haven't seen The Devil's Backbone, I highly recommend checking that one out, because it's a great movie. The cinematography is amazing. It is a beautifully shot movie, and it's just a really, really good movie. And like I said, not hardcore horror, but there's enough in it there to hold your attention, and it's a fantastic movie. So I'm hoping that Mama is something that will hold my attention as well. We'll find out. And this next one, I think I've seen this, but so many people recommended this when I did my favorite horror comedy movies. I had to pick it up, Idle Hands. And I am almost sure that I've seen this, but it's been a long time, so I'm looking forward to popping it in, checking it out, and seeing if it seems familiar to me. I'm sure, I feel like I've seen it before when I read the synopsis. But yeah, anyway, so many of you guys recommended this. It was just something that I had to pick up, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. And this one, it says it's the best vampire movie ever. Let the right one in. And I really, really enjoy vampire movies, so I am really looking forward to watching this one. I actually almost watched this last night, and then I watched the one that I'm going to talk about next instead. But I think I'm going to check this one out tonight, and I will definitely let you guys know what I think, because I just heard this is fantastic. It gets 4 stars all the way around, so everybody said it's great. Highest praise this comes with, so I'm looking forward to it, and from credible sources. But I watched this one. It is from the producer of Paranormal Activity and Insidious. It's called Oculus, and I got through about half of it, and I'm coming down with a cold. I apologize if my voice sounds terrible. I thought I was awake, but I was starting to peter out, so I only got through about half of it. But the half that I saw, I really did enjoy. I thought it was really good, and it was a really interesting premise. We have this mirror, and there's a brother and a sister, and in the beginning of the movie, the brother, he's 21 years old, he's being released from a mental institution, and his older sister is coming to pick him up. She takes him out to lunch. She apparently their parents have passed on, because she gives him his part of the estate check, and they own the childhood home that they grew up in. And there is this mirror, and apparently the mirror causes horrible things to happen, and the older sister wants to deal with this mirror. So she's trying to hold her brother to a promise that he made when he was 10 years old, and he is very reluctant. Obviously, he's very shaky. He just got out of a mental institution. So something horrific must have happened to this guy and the whole family. And where I left off was they're in their childhood home. She has gotten the mirror, and she has all this video equipment set up, and I guess her goal is to summon whatever lives in that mirror out and get rid of it. And she wants her brother to help her, and apparently he has promised that he would help her, and reluctantly he is there. I don't know where it goes from there, but once I finish this, I have about 45 minutes to go. I will definitely let you guys know, because I think this is really good. So far it's good, and I have heard really great things. So Oculus, definitely one to keep on your radar. And then I grabbed this one from Scream Factory. This is the collector's edition of Creepshow. I think I've talked about this one before in another video. This is another Halloween anthology movie. It's a really, really good one. Comes in a nice heavy-duty slip box. They really did a nice job with this one, and you can still get it online. So if you're interested in it and you like Creepshow, definitely this is the edition you want. It comes with a nice essay book. It also includes various scenes from the movies, from the different anthology stories in the movies, in the main movie. But anyway, I always like to get an essay book with any kind of collector's edition. I think it just gives you a lot of background information and tidbits that you don't just get off the regular disc. And then, of course, we have our regular Blu-ray disc, and there's tons of special features. It also has a brand new 4K scan. So if you enjoy Creepshow, if you're a fan of Creepshow, definitely go on shoutfactory.com, Scream Factory, and check it out, because it is still available. And this next one, who doesn't love horror at Christmas? What does that say about me, right? Krampus. This is another one that you guys suggested to me in the horror comedy series, and so I decided to give it a shot. I don't think I've seen the Krampus films, but I figured I would start with the first one and go from there. But I'm looking forward to seeing this one. And this one I have seen. I saw this years ago when it first... I may have even seen this one in the movies. It's also from Scream Factory. It was a recent... yeah, it's not Scream. It was put up by Scream Factory, not Shout Factory, but it's the Scream Factory edition. Stars Bridget Fonda and Jennifer Jason Leigh in Single White Female. Bridget Fonda's character puts out a personal ad for a roommate. She wants a single white female roommate. She's living in New York. She gets Jennifer Jason Leigh, who answers. She seems like the perfect roommate until they start living together, and she is doing super disturbing things. She's starting to cut her hair like Bridget Fonda's character. She's starting to dress like her. She's interested in her boyfriend. She is just, it will make you never want to have a roommate again. I know that's what it's done for me, but I've seen this movie many times. I haven't seen it in a while, and I have not seen this particular edition. It doesn't say anything about a new transfer. There's interviews and stuff. There's not a lot of special features on this one, but the movie itself is amazing. If you don't want to spend the Scream Factory money, I will link the regular Amazon Blu-ray in the description. You guys can go check that out. But Single White Female is definitely worth the pickup. It's one of those movies that you can watch over and over and over again. It never gets old. But yeah, it's a good one. And this one, I don't know if I've seen it. I've seen it in stores and I never picked it up, and somebody suggested it to me, so I thought the cover was creepy enough that it was worth the pickup. It's also from the writer and director of Saw. It is Dead Silence. I don't really know much about it, but I know that I've seen it around, and as soon as somebody said the title, I saw this picture in my head, so I put the two together. But I haven't watched it since I picked it up, so I'm looking forward to checking this out and giving you guys more in-depth thoughts. And these are a few collector's editions that I picked up from Scream Factory because they had some pretty decent deals going on for Halloween. The first one, how could I not get the Trick-or-Treat? This is, check out that slipcover. That is a cool slipcover. And then we have the same artwork on the Blu-ray. They have a bunch of special features on here, as Scream Factory always packs them full of special features. We also have alternate artwork. You have Sam there. So if you want to switch your artwork around, I mean, you know, it's fun to have that. I like to do that every once in a while, just switch the artwork around and freshen things up. But yeah, Trick or Treat is one of those. It's a must watch in October. It's, again, for those of you unfamiliar with it, it's another Halloween anthology series. It's good. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of scares. And you know what? You gotta love Sam. Who doesn't love Sam? But yeah, Trick or Treat's definitely a good one. And I double dipped on that one, as you'll see. And next one. This was also based on a viewer recommendation. And this surprised me because the cover is kind of boring, I thought. I looked at it a million times and never thought to pick it up. But wow, what a movie. The Autopsy of Jane Doe. And this was one of my picks of the week. I actually did a little review on it. I can link that video in the description. I can link that video in a card up here. You can just click it and put it off to the side. Autopsy of Jane Doe. They find this girl partially buried and she's dead. And there's a crime scene. There's a bunch of people dead upstairs and she's partially buried in the basement. But she has no signs of physical trauma, so they can't come up with a cause of death. They take her to the local morgue where Emil Hirsch's character and his father start to perform an autopsy on her to find out what happened to this girl to kill her. And they take a simple premise, which is an autopsy, and it becomes this elaborate film. And all these, the more they get into this autopsy, the more crazy things start happening. And it was a really, really good movie. I really enjoyed this one, and I highly recommend it. So to the person or several people who recommended the Autopsy of Jane Doe, thank you, because I'm very happy to have it in my collection, and you should definitely go check it out. And then this one, another one, Horror at Christmas, who doesn't love it? Silent Night, Deadly Night. Came with the nice slipcover, as you can see there. And I think it's still available with the slipcover on Scream Factory's website. And this one has a new HD transfer, and it has some other, it looks like it has quite a few extras. But there we go. And I haven't seen this one yet, but I am looking forward to it. It has an unrated version and a theatrical version, so it is a 2-disc version. And again, you have the reversible artwork, so you can change it around if you want. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking this one out, because who doesn't love a little horror at Christmas? And I know, what does that say about me, right? Like I said. And this next one is from John Carpenter. It is The Village of the Damned, Beware of the Children. And who doesn't like crazy, psychotic killer kids? And again, you have the same artwork on the inside here. And this one looks like it has a decent amount of special features. But if you go on the Scream Factory website, they'll tell you, it tells you what the special features are. And they usually have pretty good user reviews, buyer reviews, so I usually read those. And it comes with reversible artwork as well, so you can switch that around. But yeah, I think I've seen this one. I'm pretty sure I've seen this one, but it's been a while, so I am looking forward to revisiting it and giving you guys more in-depth thoughts on it. But I love John Carpenter, so I was really happy to grab this and add it to my collection. Alright, a few more to get through, and then we're going to go to the Steelbooks. This next one is an Arrow Video. Arrow Video just recently put this out. It stars Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys. I had not seen this in a very long time, and I've forgotten how much I really enjoyed it. Bruce Willis is great. Brad Pitt gives an amazing performance. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Brad Pitt was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role in this. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was. You do some research, check that out, let me know. Anyway, it's a little bit difficult to explain this without giving the whole thing away, but it involves some time travel, and Bruce Willis's character is living in the future, and they try and send him back to the past because he's trying to find out about this virus that gets out and ends up wiping out a bunch of the population, millions and millions of people. So they're sending him back to find out where the origin of the virus was so that they can kind of intervene and stop this catastrophic event from happening. And in the meantime, at one point, because sometimes when they send him back in the time travel, he lands in the wrong places. And one of them is he lands in a mental institution, which is where he meets Brad Pitt's character. And Brad Pitt is crazy. He does such an amazing job of playing just a nut job. He's awesome in this movie. It's probably one of my favorite Brad Pitt performances. And admittedly, I am not always the biggest Bruce Willis fan, but he is great in this one. So yeah, he's trying to figure out where this virus originated from and go back and report to the people in the future how they can stop it. But that's about all I can tell you without ruining the movie. But yeah, if you haven't seen 12 Monkeys, definitely give it a look. And if you haven't seen it in a while, give it a watch, because it definitely was more interesting than I remembered it being, and I thought it was really good. And if you don't want to splurge for the Arrow edition, I'll just link the regular Blu-ray that's available on Amazon in the description. You can pick it up. But yeah, 12 Monkeys is a good one. And this one I have not seen. It's another Arrow video. It's called Deadbeat at Dawn. And I guess there's a, from what I have been told, it's about a biker whose girlfriend is killed and he is seeking revenge. So it's like one of those revenge movies. And it's called a blood-drenched cult classic. So I am really looking forward to this one. I have never seen it. I had never even heard of it until I saw somebody review it. And it sounded like something I would like, so I picked it up. And as soon as I watch it, I will definitely let you know my thoughts. Okay, guys, I'm going to grab my Steelbooks, and we're going to wrap this one up. Okay, guys, I'm just going to run through the Steelbooks that I picked up in the month of October, and then we're out of here. My first one is the Double Dip. This one was from FYE. TrickorTreat, and then you see the back, and this is a straight up Blu-ray edition. You do get some disc artwork and some interior artwork, and I may have shown, I think I showed this in another video, but this is for those of you who did not see that one. This next one is one of two from Scream Factory. I got Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And I just rewatched this one. I kind of like this one. I know that it's controversial because some people don't care for it because this is the one that did not have Michael Myers in it, but I like that it was a little different. And then you have the back. And if you've seen it, you know the importance of the front here with the television. And then inside it says, "Watch the Magic Pumpkin, watch." And you do have some disc artwork. But yeah, I thought this was a fun one. And I also picked up, not my favorite sequel, but it's decent enough, Halloween 2. This is another Scream Factory one. And this is how it looks opened up. And on the inside, you don't know what death is. And this is a 2-disc one. This is the theatrical Blu-ray. And then they have the television version. But you have Laurie Strode there, Jamie Lee Curtis. And then you have, on the TV version, Dr. Loomis. So yeah, that's I'm happy to have that one in the collection. And then these next few were ones, the next batch, these are ones that I grabbed. They were put out by Best Buy, and I guess they had been just slip covers, I think at Walmart last year, and then Best Buy decided to make them Steelbooks this year. And none of them have interior artwork, so I'm just going to run through the covers. The first one is The Fly, and I can't believe I didn't even have this on Blu-ray, so I'm really happy to add this to my collection. And what I found with these is it's either a love or hate thing. People either love these designs or they can't stand them. But I like all the colors, and I thought they were pretty creative with what they did with them, so I picked up a few. And I got Child's Play. I love that cover. I mean, you can never get enough Child's Play, right? I have actually the whole box set of all the movies. I have to watch all the movies. I've seen the original, but I haven't seen any others. Carrie. Who doesn't love Carrie? I wish they would do Misery. Misery needs a one of these Steelbook editions. And Jeepers Creepers. I'm a big fan of Jeepers Creepers. I'm not sure which one I like the best, the first or the second. I don't know. Jury's out on that one. But I definitely like the Creeper. And then, of course, I had to get this one. This is great. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Look at that. That is some great artwork. But they have Killer Clowns. They always do good stuff with Killer Clowns because they have so much to work with. So, those are the Steelbooks that I picked up this month, and that's going to do it as far as my Blu-ray haul for October. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. I know this was a long one, but thank you so much for watching. You know I appreciate it. If you like this, feel free to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I upload. You guys know how YouTube works, and you know I appreciate everything you guys do. Even just showing up and watching the videos, it means everything to me. So I am going to be back real soon because I'm getting my Criterion segments together. We're going to talk about pickups. We're going to do some reviews. So remember those comments if you have any films that you want me to talk about so that I can prepare. And that's going to do it for me today, but I will be back real soon, and that's a wrap.